We are back out here today watching geese again. Just kidding. In today's video, I am going to buy a bunch of expensive electronics that I need for the main project. It's not even a bunch of electronics either. It's like 3 items that I need that aren't going to be in for a long time after buying them. So I'm going to buy them today and hopefully have them in like a month or 2 or like under 60 days. I'm hoping to have these items in less than 60 days. So yeah, let's get right into it and buy these items. All right, so here we are. As you can see, we are on the Signature Solar website, and I have a couple windows pulled up here. So we're just gonna kind of look at these inverters, chit chat a little bit about my thoughts and what I want to do here. So the first inverter that I have pulled up here is the GrowWatt SPF 5000 ES-US, and as you can see right here, this inverter operates at 240 volts. You can see right here, I have this highlighted, 240 volts right there. So because the reason that that's important is the other one that I'm going to get here, as you can see, operates at 120 volts. So 120 volts. So why do I want one of each? Well, actually, I want 2 of these. I want 2 of the 240 volt ones, and I want 1 of the 120 volt one right away. So my plan is to get one of these. I'm going to order 1 of these EG4 3 kW, works at 120 volts. So what do I want to do with this one? This one right here will run the Xbox, the Starlink, the laptop. 3,000 watts is a lot of room to work with here. I bet you the Starlink and the Xbox and the TV might even be under like 1,200 watts. So let's just call the Starlink, the Xbox, and the TV, maybe a switch, maybe my phone charger, maybe the laptop. Let's call it, we're under half of the capacity of this inverter here. So that's why I want one that's 120, so I can just plug stuff right into it. And then for the 240 volt one, why I want 2 of the 240 volt ones is because these are stackable. You could see right here, these ones are stackable, meaning I can plug 2 of these in together. And it's still 240 volts, but now it's 10 kW. Now I will have 10,000 watts with these strung up together, which means I can run a 240 volt air conditioner. I can run a 240 volt water heater. I can run the 240 volt Cinderella toilet. That's why I want 2 of the 240 volt ones, because I already am planning on using a lot of 240 volt stuff. See, I have a cart set up right here, and for 1 EG4 and 2 SPF 5000s, we are looking at basically $2,600 after shipping. We'll just call it $2,700, something like that. So anyway, what am I going to do with just these inverters, right? I'm not just going to buy inverters. I still need batteries. I still need solar panels. I'm going to spend the $2,700 right now, and I'm not going to have these till like July, I bet. Like, I called ahead of time. I called Signature Solar, and I called probably a week ago, and they said this inverter right here, the SPF 5000 ES-US, will ship on, what did they say, June 25th or something like that. So these are going to leave the manufacturing facility on June 25th, which means I won't have these until like early July, probably early to mid-July, something like that. They actually updated their website. It used to say like somewhere like under the $900 right here. It used to say like lead times expected shipment of these June 25th, whatever. But yeah, like I said, I called ahead of time, and there is a waiting list for these items. So the reason that I am buying these up front, as you can see, the cart right here only has these inverters in it. The only reason I'm buying these up front without batteries, without wiring, without solar, is because these are going to take so long to come in that I will have time to buy wiring, solar, batteries. I will have time to buy all that, like, in the meantime while these are being shipped. So yeah. A little bit about the solar capabilities, I guess you could say. So as you can see here, we have a max MPPT operating voltage of 500 volts. 500 volts. And we have a max PV input of 5,000 watts. So we have a couple different options for solar panels, like actual solar panels here. So I have 2 different options pulled up here. So as you can see, a pallet of 30 of these is basically $6,000. So to calculate how many solar panels one of these can operate, it's very simple. So I'm going to show you 2 options right now for solar. This I would consider like a like a little bit higher than mid-grade option, maybe like a little bit more of a premium option, because as you can see, it's $6,000 for 30 of these solar panels. Whereas over here on Santan Solar, you can get 20 used solar panels. Look, they have 40 left in stock, 40 lots of 20 left in stock. So these are plentiful. These ones are super plentiful. So 240 watts here. Let's do some basic math here. We got $850 divided by 20. That's $42.50 per panel here. This is an unbeatable value. So let's do the math here. So let's just round it up to 6,000 divided by 30. These panels are $200 each, whereas these ones are $42 each. So huge difference in the price of the panels here. And as you can see, look at these like faint lines here. Do they have better pictures of? Okay, yeah, look, you can see the backing of these is cracked here. So I've gone online, I've gone on all the forums, and I've seen mixed reviews. Some people say these are perfectly fine, send it. Some people say to just spritz a little bit of Flex Seal over these cracks and you'll be fine. But as you can see here, Santan Solar has tested these panels. They all have good output, no signs of any moisture intrusion on the panel. And it says right here, EVA moisture barrier appears to be intact. See pictures for reference. So these are allegedly good panels, and they're super cheap. Like, even if you bought a couple lots, like for the cost of one of these pallets for $6,000, I could have, let's just call it 6 of these. You know what I mean? I could have 120 of these panels for the same price as 30 of these. So I don't know. I haven't made up my mind yet of, do I want to just run a bunch of these used shitty ones and just have like a surplus of them sitting, a couple fail or whatever. I'll always have spares of these. Whereas these, they cost so much up front that I might not have extra left over. But whereas I know if I just buy, like I said, if I instead of buying 1 pallet of these, I just buy 6 pallets of these, I think that I might be better off, because then I'll have a bunch of them left over. And if any break, if any of these like microinverter things on the back go bad, I'll always have extra of these. Anyway, back to the main point of how do you calculate how many solar panels can I plug into this? So ideally you want to max these out, or you want to be like somewhere near max in terms of like the solar input, so that you're not like letting these are considered all-in-one systems. You plug the batteries into these, you plug the solar panels into these, and this box alone will take in the energy from your solar panels and charge your battery and will power your loads. That's why these are super nice. And like I said, we're going to do some super basic math on how to figure out how many solar panels can you actually plug into these. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to use the used solar panels. We are using the math that I'm about to show you is for these used solar panels. So they show all the stuff right here. So rated power, 240 watts. We'll get the calculator going. So it's really easy. So 5,000 divided by 240 equals 20. So 20.8 will just round down. With this number, you want to round down. So we'll call it 20 panels. This inverter right here maxes out with 20 panels just off of the rated power. But that's not exactly how this math works. You have to come here and take into account this 500 volts right here. You have to take into account this 500 volts DC thing, because now, you might think you're able to run 20 panels, but you might not be. So how you figure this out is you go right here, open circuit voltage, 37.2. So we'll just round this up to 38. So what we need to do here is 500 divided by 38. So let's do 500 divided by 38 volts. So 13, you can only run 13 of these panels in a series string. So if the thing maxes out at 20 and you can only run 13 in a series string for these panels, 10S2P. 10S2P, we'll do a little bit of Microsoft Paint here and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. So in this exact situation, if I were to run these panels wired into this solar charge controller all-in-one system, this is roughly what I would do. So if I'm going for a 10S2P, which would put us well under the 13 panels, so 13.1, which means this inverter with the 500 volt max can handle 13 of those panels in a series string. But we don't want to do that. We want to run 2 parallel strings of 10 panels each. So this is roughly what that would look like. Excuse the horrible like rectangles here. I'm freehanding it with a mouse. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I were to buy a pallet of those used solar panels and one of the yellow EG4 3000 watt all-in-one systems, I would wire it just like this. So I would take, obviously, we're going to go, this is your positive side here, and this is your negative side here. So each panel is going to have a positive and a negative, right? Each panel has a positive and a negative. Each panel has a positive and a negative. So what I would do is I'm going to wire the positive of this panel right here. So this positive is going to go off to like the main parallel strings. And this negative here is also going to be part of the main negative parallel strings. I don't know how to word it. Like, I'm bad at terminology, but I know exactly what I'm thinking here. So now what I'm going to do is the negative to the positive, 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 negative to the positive. So this one string here, we have 10 panels connected in series. On the left, we have the master positive, and on the right, we have the master negative. So I want to say this would be, if each one we rounded to 38 volts, this would be 380 volts right here across these 10. So obviously the bottom, we're going to do the same thing. There's going to be a master positive and a master negative. So we're going to wire all the panels in series. So negative to positive, negative to positive. Negative to positive, blah, 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 blah. Each one of these panels gets wired into the next one in series. So now you're left with a master positive on both sides and a master negative on both sides. So all we're going to do, we'll draw this line in the blue here. Boom, we're going to connect these negatives together. We're going to connect these positives together. And then just for the drawing's purposes, this yellow box down here, we'll kind of color this in a little bit. This yellow box down here is the solar charge controller. As you can see, beautiful, beautiful drawing here. And then we'll take these blue lines, and then boom, this positive will go into the positive end. This negative end will go into the negative end of the solar charge controller. And then we'll just pretend this purple box here is the battery bank. Obviously, it's super crude. So just everyone pretend that this purple is a battery bank here. And then we'll run green lines to the battery. So then, boom, a positive and a negative. And that is it. This is a super, ultra, mega shambles, rough copy, rough draft of what this setup would look like. A little bit different. So as you can see, the max PV input is 6,000 watts, but the max operating voltage is only 450 volts. So the wiring for this will look slightly different. It will look not exactly the same as this, but you get the general idea. There will be multiple strings in series that are paralleled together to max out the PV input. So yeah, that's a little bit of a rundown of why I want to get 2 of these and only 1 of these. So yeah, like I said, this one is going to run the Starlink, the Xbox, the TV, computer, charging GoPros, charging cameras. That's this one right here. These ones, when I parallel these together, I'm going to have 10,000 watts to work with. I'll be able to run a hot water heater, air conditioner, things that run off 240 volts. So yeah, that's what I want to do. I'm going to get 2 of these, and I'm going to get 1 of these. As you can see, the cart is right here. And I am buying these way ahead of time over the panels, over the batteries, over the racking. I don't even have anything to put them in. I want to put these in the shipping container, but I don't have that yet either. So I'm buying these way ahead of time because they're going to take so long to come in that I just want them. I want them paid for. I want them on the way already, because once I get a shipping container plopped down or a tiny home, whatever I want to do, I want these in hand, ready to wire, so that before this upcoming winter, basically I'm giving myself all summer here to just have power by winter. I want a reliable shower, a reliable toilet, and reliable power, reliable internet before this upcoming winter of 2022. So yeah, I got to get the ball rolling on stuff like this. All right, so we're just going to go ahead and check out here. The grand total after shipping is $2,615.38. As you can see, they're going to whack me $70 on shipping here. So I'm going to go ahead and fill out the billing, shipping, payment, and we will get these ordered. All right, so as you can see here, you guys just watched me spend $2,615.38 on solar charge controllers, all-in-one solar charge system. I don't even know what to call these things, but you guys just watched me buy 3 of them right here for $2,600. And I probably won't have them till June or July anyway. Do not forget, links in the description. We have our merch. We got the Ganj tees. We got the Scran tees. Pick yourself up a nice Ganj or Scran tee. Rock it. It's starting to get really nice out, nice and warm out. So go ahead, pick up your t-shirts, and we will see you in the next one. So you guys saw in that other video I did like a week ago or so, where I was talking about the rising cost of fuel prices and the rising cost of shipping and more shipping delays. So that is the reason I filmed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Little video of just like kind of showing progression. I talked about it in the last video, that video a week ago I should say, about the delays in shipping, all that good stuff. So yeah, that is the reason why I filmed this video today. Spotted them again. It's got to be the same little goose family here. Then we got like the uncle and the aunt chilling on the beach here, watching the mom and dad and all the nieces and nephews over there. Oh no, they're chatting shite. They might want the smoke. Nah, they don't want the smoke. See, they're running off. Spotted.